another question I had for you was, what are some challenges you're seeing for brands who are selling to customers from multiple markets or with multiple incoming markets? And how do you help them deal with that?
Yeah, so I think, the first thing is that with the guest experience automation and the chatbot that is part of that offering, the chatbot is multilingual, yeah, and it's available 24/7. So it's irrelevant of what time zone the guest is coming in from, what language they're speaking to. The chatbot will almost automatically identify what language is being spoken and then start interacting with the guest and validate the language that the guest is actually speaking in. But I think here it's not only about the chatbot piece, but it's everything that encompasses. So it's the automation of cases, being ensured that if a guest has a maintenance query, it's creating an automatic case and it's going across, and the guest again can write it in their language, and then it can be dealt with and passed on to the necessary department. I think, we have the multiple messaging services, again, can be handled in the guest language. It can be written in the current language and then translated automatically on the response going out. So if there is a scenario where a guest says, I'm not happy speaking with a chatbot, I want to speak to a human being, then that human being still has the ability to be able to translate on the fly when they're writing in their own language. Yeah. So I think all of this, you have to think about, as I said earlier, it's at every stage. So even if people are just shopping and they have questions about, can I bring my pet, or, what time can I check in from because my flight arrives early, irrelevant of the language or where they're coming from, the system will be able to deal with that. And I think, we have to think about as well is that, again, post-COVID, teams are smaller now, right? The occupancy is not necessarily going to be where it is initially. So a lot of language skill that used to be there on property is now no longer there, right? So all of a sudden, these kind of tools actually help to plug that gap to make sure that while we don't have somebody on reception, we can at least offer them something that says, any questions you have, here's a system that can communicate with you.
And that's super important that they can still have the opportunity to ask those questions in their native languages and feel more comfortable despite a potential lack of resources at the hotels until things return to the previous occupancy rates we were seeing.
Absolutely. Yeah.